everybody.
Hello, James.
Hi, James.
Welcome to BeerThralls presents Beer Protocol. James. I have a cider.
This is Jacob. I have a wonderful beer from Brass Cannon Brewing in Virginia. The Passion Project Passion Fruit Sour in their leather beer koozie, so my hands stay dry. And if you want to try one of these, go fast. They're closing,
Permanently?
from what I can tell.
Oh, well,
So
shit.
what I just heard is someone's going to bring up a case for Extra Life so we could try it.
Yeah.
And
I got played.
And Matt, who
Yeah.
are you?
You played yourself. I'm Matt. I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper with whiskey with a splash of Malibu.
Oh, John. Cheers. Tink.
Cheers.
Clink.
Today, we are talking about Nazis.
Hydra.
I mean,
We're talking about
Hydra.
Hydra.
Sorry, Hydra.
Because you almost saw that almost sounds like material support for Nazis, sir.
Yes, we're talking
Oh,
about
no.
Hydra.
See, he's
Look.
got such a big face he can punch.
3 white dudes on the internet should not be offering even tangential material support to Nazis.
All I can think of is that stupid scene from,
Sing a bridge.
it's not Nazi.
Master?
Hold on, I need to tweet about this.
Sir Integra, is something the matter?
It's the fucking
Nazis!
Matt, read the card.
So we are talking about Armin Zola, who's also named Armin Zola. He has
Shocking.
2 physical, 3 energy, 4 mystic defenses. He has 6 health. He is 3 threat, size 3, and only moves short. His builder is prototype weapons, which is range 4 dice. Before choosing a target, this character chooses whether the attack is physical, energy, or mystic. He only gains 1 power, and he has on a wild Hydra ingenuity. After this attack is resolved for each wild in the attack roll, the defending character gains one of the following special conditions: bleed, shock, slow, or stun. His spender, focused, esp, box blast.
Oh my god, if you
Sorry.
fucking say asp, I'll kill you.
Alright,
S-Box! S-Box!
Focus ESP Box Blast, which is an energy attack, range 3, 6 dice, 2 power. If this attack deals damage after the attack is resolved, this character may advance the target short. It has slow on a wild. He has 4 3 power, experimental enhancements. During the next attack made by this character this turn, add 2 dice to its attack roll. After the attack is resolved, if the attack contains more skull results than contains any skull results, this character suffers 1 damage. Hydra Engineering, X Power. While this character or another allied character within 4 of this character is attacking or defending during the modified dice step of the attack, this character may spend up to 3 power to use his superpower. For each 1 power spent, this character or allied character may re-roll 1 of their attack or defense dice. After this attack resolved, the allied roll contained 1 or more skulls, the allied character gains the bleed special condition. He has 4 infinity, scientific hubris. When this character rolls dice, after the effect is resolved, it gains 1 power for every critical, and he's also immune to bleed and poison. Makes sense. He's a robot.
Look at this robot.
And Wounded Side is the exact same.
Hooray!
Yes.
All right.
So
Let's
first
talk
of
about
all,
the
what
Nazi.
role does he play? I think he is a Hydra support model.
Frontline fighter.
Yep, totally. Throwing him in the middle so he could die.
100%. So he has Shuri's rerolls with a new fun bonus that sometimes you make people bleed. So I guess look for allies who are immune to bleeding, and then it's literally Shuri's ability. I'll have to look up the exacts to compare the text, but
He is the perfect model to pair with Baron Hydra. Strucker.
Baron Hydra.
Yeah.
Baron Hydra.
Baron insert Hydra name.
4 dice on attack is okay. That is on the low end of, well, I mean, it's literally the lowest attack pool for any given attack in the game. But being able to choose your damage type freely lets you poke holes in a lot of stuff. And Hydra Ingenuity is really good and pairs well with, like you said, with Baron Strucker and his leadership ability, which gives you healing when you inflict status conditions. That also helps offset some of the weird experimental enhancements damage.
Yeah, he does like hurting himself and his friends.
It's weird because experimental enhancements kind of has the Friday AI problem on Iron Man. It's
Mhm.
almost the exact same ability with a weird punishment for using it. And the problem with that
Better
was
range.
it was just too expensive
And it
to
still
do
is.
really consistently. And
It's still not. No, it's not. It's up to. So you can literally just be like,
experimental
no.
enhancements is spend 3 for 2 more dice on his next attack.
"Oh, sorry, I thought you were
And
talking
if
about
you roll
Hydra
any
Engineering."
skulls, you get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Eh,
So it's
It's-
3 dice, you get hurt for it.
Having the utility to bump yourself up 2 dice if you're heavy on power, like if you just flipped over and he's like, I'm going to start this off right. Oh, no, I hurt myself. It's an option. It exists. I don't see him generating enough power to use it regularly.
he's gonna be throwing off for Hydra Engineering. I don't think he's gonna get the 3 to spend it.
I don't see him generating enough power to throw Hydra Engineering regularly.
I mean, I think he's gonna generate power off of being hit.
Every turn he gets 1 power. You just need 1.
Yeah, I mean, he'll get 1 power per turn. Assume he throws out 2 prototype weapons. He'll generate 2 power off that because pass or fail, win or lose, he's getting 1 off of prototype weapons. So he's sitting at generating 3 power a turn. So we could either use experimental enhancements like every other round, or he'd have to be saying to pull a power for Hydra Engineering. And I would argue potentially that both of those things are wrong.
No, you should be using the focused.
Focused ESP Box Blast has one really good thing on it. If this attack deals damage, you can resolve the target. After it's resolved, you can advance the target character S. Really fun, weird niche thing is there's all kinds of abilities that counter that effect, where you cannot be advanced by your opponent's mental. Mystic blue attacks. This is energy. This bypasses a lot of characters' defenses, like Juggernaut, for example. Can absolutely be walked away from the point with this.
Yep.
Hey, Malekith can get walked away from the point with this.
Yep.
The fact that this is energy and not mystic, as almost every other instance of this ability is really good. And slow is a nice little rider after you've walked them away. Because the number of characters who are immune to slow is very, very small. Maybe potentially non-existent.
I don't think it exists.
I think the one person I can think of offhand. I think is already moving short, so I don't think it counts anything.
True. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. Every short mover is immune to slow.
Well, I mean, but they're not immune. They're still slow.
The fact that it's only cost 2 is the icing on the cake there.
Yeah.
Because that means you could really consistently generate your 1 power, shoot someone with prototype weapons. Cool, you did something. No one really cares. And then focus box blast your second action every round, assuming you never need to move, which you will because Zola is short.
Yeah, I don't know whether or not I would pair him with Strucker or if I'd pair him with original Red Skull. If you put him with original Red Skull,
That teleport's nice
just
though.
getting blast all the time. Putting him with Strucker though, you're passing out a lot of status conditions, getting a lot of health back.
Well, here's a theory. Here's an idea. Follow me. I'm fairly certain, no guarantees, original core set Red Skull will be in Hydra. I can go check. But you could take both. Because why not have Strucker be the leader in original Red Skull with his teleport with the cube, park Zola wherever you want him, and then the original Red Skull does his great job blasting people to death. Like, don't forget, original Red Skull at 4 threat is a fairly potent control support and does surprising amounts of damage when he unleashes the cube.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. And Zola kind of feels like a turret. He wants to sit somewhere and start
Yeah.
blasting stuff.
Any way you can get. Okay, currently it has not been announced yet whether Red Skull original is in Hydra. That feels like a no-brainer, but even if he is still just Cabal, it'd be
bring it.
worth considering.
Yeah.
It's super interesting.
I like that
Zola.
he's immune to bleed. Like,
I
so
think
like,
so.
there's a lot of shit in
Wait.
the game that gives out bleed,
Which
and
is
it's annoying.
very handy with Hydra engineering.
Yes.
He can't make himself bleed.
Oh yeah,
True. Because he can't target himself. That is one difference of this ability with Shuri, is I don't believe Shuri can use her ability to target herself.
Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, I roll a
Um,
skull. Oh, it's terrible. Let me not bleed.
if you look, I think experimental enhancements is fun if you have a bunch of extra power for whatever reason, or if you really need to land focused ESP box blast for 5 and 8 dice energy attack that moves them on a success is still pretty okay. Like if you really need to burst through and make sure you get the move off. The extra dice for prototype weapons is again okay, but I really feel like you've got other stuff you can do than using experimental enhancements at that point.
I could see it also using it for prototype weapons as well. You need a couple more dice to guarantee a wild or maybe a couple wilds to
Mhm.
lay a couple status conditions on somebody. I mean, it's useful. I
Yeah,
just don't
but
see myself using
you
it.
could Hydra engineering yourself. For the cost of experimental enhancements, you could just re-roll your dice.
Yeah. I do actually like the fact that it's 2 extra dice because there's a lot of effects that say you can reroll dice, and just getting an extra 2, you can still do the reroll on them.
That's true. Like if Zola just flipped and you really want to lay into someone, focused box blast, experimental enhancements, and Hydra engineering to get some rerolls on yourself, those will all combo together nicely and have you deliver probably what's going to be a really solid hit
I actually don't mind
once.
getting the if I roll a skull, I get a damage, because if I roll a skull,
Yeah.
I'm getting a power anyway.
No,
So
he wants crits for getting power.
Crits for power.
He gets nothing for skulls.
He
sorry,
just gets hurt.
I thought it was skulls. I can't read.
It's just bad.
Hmm.
Zola, I think Zola's a really okay 3-threat support model. Nothing about him is setting me on fire in terms of I want to splash him. Like last week, we were talking about all the places you could splash Strucker, even
Yeah.
without his leadership ability. Because hey, a bubble of range 2 free rerolls with no cost to anyone is
It's just
good.
nice.
It's just nice. And Zola being able to give rerolls at range 4 within himself. I mean, at the cost of power, but still, at rerolls, nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
And
he's
I'd have
kind
to compare what conditions he can inflict compared to Hawkeye and Star Lord. But maybe you just want shock or slow or stun on a stick, in addition to the ubiquitous bleed that half the game can do.
I am not sure how I feel about his ranges. I mean, I know that still range 4 and still range 3 is still a pretty long range, but we are starting to get a lot of characters who are like hitting at range 3 for physicals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure if I want to be within 3. I mean, that's
mean-
good. I can walk him short because then I can just be like, here, go away, don't hit me in the face.
Carnage, go away,
Yeah,
murder someone,
go
over
Over
day.
go
there.
murder someone over there with a tankiness.
Please God, no.
I don't know if I'd say him in the middle of the middle of the board though.
I think he could probably flank on a flanking point pretty well, because if his ability to force someone to walk away. In the center of the board, maybe that's not as big a deal because your opponent may have more people. But on a flank, if your opponent only sent like one heavy contester or one tank and he just walks up and says, no, get off.
Just hey, go back towards the middle.
Maybe your opponent doesn't have a backup that could easily push them back into place.
The only thing I'd have to be worried about is any character that says after the damage is move short.
Mm. Yeah.
Because then it becomes like, oh, you damaged me, I get to move. Cool, move again.
Well, it does say after the attack is resolved is when you get to move them.
But there's
So
another,
there's probably a flow
true.
chart on
It's
priority and whose abilities activate first.
the attacker gets to determine what's the order? So you could.
Maybe because remember, the attack flow chart has separate attacker and defender phases for when they get to use all their abilities. And attacker does go first.
So just watch out for that, because you could get caught in a I move short. Cool. I move back.
Yeah, like against someone with aggressive. This is probably not a great idea.
I probably would place him last on my list. If I put down a bunch of models, he would be the last person I put down.
Well, let me see if this changes your opinion. He has a tactic card.
Oh dear God!
Oh, yeah, read that.
He
Murder
has
everyone.
He has a
Because-
Hydra specific tactic card, which does not help at all with the splashing, but might help Hydra. The scientific method. I do like
I
how it
highly doubt he uses the scientific method.
Sure he
I like
does.
how it
He
took until
observes.
a
He
Hydra
observes. Sets things.
scientist.
Set things on fire. Write it down. Publish.
You forgot hypothesize. Can it be lit on fire?
Can it be lit on fire? Sorry.
Hydra, active, Arnim Zola can spend 2 power to play this card. It does not say during Arnim Zola's active turn, so yes, you can do this on someone else's turn. Choose another allied character that is threat value 3 or less within range 3 of Arnim Zola. The chosen character suffers 2 damage. For the rest of the game, they get 2 new powers. ESP Leakage, range 2, Mystic, 6 dice, cost 1. Before damage is dealt, the target suffers 1 damage for every skull in their defense roll. Then passive Unnatural Mutation. When an enemy character targets this character with an attack, this character adds 2 dice to its defense unless the attacker pays 2 power.
So remember how we were trying to figure out how to deal with Malkith?
Well,
I don't think this is how you deal with Malkith.
this is not necessarily how you deal with Malekith.
It is
This
still
is-
damn good.
This is a massive buff for a 3-threat character. A 6
Yeah.
dice mystic attack that has potential for automatic damage if the defender has bad luck with their roll, and just my defenses are really good unless you're willing to invest in hitting me. So Zola's almost an auto include, I think, for Hydra for this tactic card.
Crap, would you put him on Strucker? Put that on Strucker?
I mean, yeah, you could throw this on Strucker, because remember, Strucker
just
has
make him a
auto
god?
healing.
I would immediately go, hey, here's my 2 power. I gained 1, and on second turn, and just go, hey, boss man, you're good to go. Oh, by the way, I used the shitty healing power to make you better. Go.
I mean,
Yeah,
I would
like-
sit there and just range for him, and just be
Strucker
like,
would
"Bink, give me that power." Cool, immediately, Strucker, take it.
Well, remember, it doesn't have to use Zola's turn, so Zola can just load up, because you only have to be within 3 of Zola to be targeted by this. And then Strucker activates, Zola mutates him, and then Strucker strides up with confidence, and then at the end of his turn already heals 1 of the 2 damage he took away.
God, you know who they're really better on? Zemo.
Well, fun fact, it does say just allied character,
Yeah, it doesn't
not
have to be a
Hydra allied character.
So
So
who's
this
a
can
good
work.
tanky 3?
There's a lot of good Lizard. Just put
Oh.
on Lizard.
Yeah. But James, that means you have to play Hydra, because you can't bring this up.
You
unless
do
you're
have to
playing
play Hydra. And now
Oh,
we shall
no,
begin the experiment.
experiments.
No, this is an
playing
incredible
Hydra.
tactic card. This is like a new trend with the Hydra models, is adding brand new powers and abilities to models as like permanent adds as opposed to temporary effects. Yeah, it's the crazy thing about unnatural mutation is it doesn't specify a attack type like certain other characters
Yep.
like Enchantress. It just says any attack gets 2 more dice unless you spend 2.
I mean,
So
that
you
is good.
get hit halfway across the field, and you're just like, yeah, whatever.
I mean, 100%. I would also be looking for, man, who has every attack type but Mystic? Who could really use a Mystic attack type? Who wants to be in range 2 already anyway?
Lizard.
Still Lizard.
Strucker.
Lizard's the answer to
Also
everything.
Strucker.
Hey,
Also
hey,
Strucker.
put it on Carnage or Venom.
They are too expensive. Threat
Yeah,
3 is
yeah,
the
no.
actual limit here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
The
you.
Um,
Yeah.
Damn it.
I don't know, man. Put it on Valkyrie. Laugh.
I mean, that
Yeah.
would be amazing.
Put it on Winter.
Charge.
God,
Put
you
it
know what?
on Winter Soldier. Actually, don't put it on Winter
Don't put
Yeah.
him in
Soldier.
Soldier. He's too far
Winter
away.
Soldier does well. That and Winter Soldier, if you're in close range, Winter Soldier wants to use his spender to kick you in the face, shove you away, and then shoot you 2 times. So don't do that. He has better things to do.
Hey, Black Cat, what are you doing? Here, hold this.
Oh God.
If Black Cat wasn't already too good as it was.
I'm gonna run up and take your stuff from you. And if
It's
you hit me, have some fun.
yeah, it's crazy because this is 2 great abilities to add to any Threat 3 model. Oh, by the way, Threat 3 is the most competitive threat cost for models in the entire game because there are so many good 3s.
God dang. Anything I would actually like Lizard is anything that has regen is Wolverine.
Wolverine is 4.
4.
Dang. Okay.
So is
But,
Sabretooth.
but
Anything
putting
that
it on X-23 works.
Oh God,
Mm.
X-23 does work, and she does have fast healing. Also, don't forget there are new versions of Wolverine and Sabretooth coming out with their
And
dioramas.
I cannot wait. I unfortunately will be buying that.
I cannot wait for you to be disappointed by their second crack at Wolverine.
No,
I-
no, 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 no.
I really
will
hope-
not be disappointed because he's gonna have a cigar and cowboy hat on.
That's
Yeah,
true. The
no.
model's incredible. So
that.
The model's gorgeous and I'll let you play it.
God, that one card
Yeah,
just makes
but
him an
don't-
auto include and
No,
just
but it makes
fill
me
out the
want to
rest.
include in Hydra.
in
I
Hydra,
still
I don't
don't want to
care.
bring Hydra.
The leadership abilities we've seen so far in Hydra, even though it's only one, like it's still amazing. Like I
Yeah.
would still play that.
I think
Yeah.
Hydra is going to be a fun list to build around in terms of okay, I want status conditions. Okay, I want a really good like melee range threat 3 to slap Zola's experiment on. If they could self heal, either from Strucker's leadership or from their own healing abilities, even better. And it's good synergy, and good synergy and opportunities to get good synergy is part of what makes certain affiliations a lot more fun to build for than others.
Yeah, I really do like this. I do like the feel of Hydra and each the thing I've been having is that there's no real synergy with the affiliations. You're just like, okay, cool. Here's a bunch of people in the same affiliation. Hydra is
Because
starting to,
comics says so.
yeah,
It
and
depends.
Hydra feels a lot of kind of like Black Order, where like everything kind of interlinks, and it's just like, oh, this character does this to this character, this character. It's a giant like puzzle you put together, and you just have an amazing team.
Well, it's more like traditional miniature game armies where different parts have their defined role. Like playing War Machine or Hordes, you are going to have ranged infantry, basic infantry, warjacks that can tank, or warjacks that deal damage at different conditions. Um, it's not as modular as Crisis Protocol is because Crisis Protocol is much more movement based. It's
Mhm.
about fluid situations and things changing, even from activation to activation for what you need to make your priority. So having those affiliations that really link up with like clearly defined roles as opposed to kind of a more generalist idea or like a general idea of like Lizard wants to be on a point and then own that point for the rest of time.
Yeah,
Like he can handle that role in his own, then you can bring him for that role. But maybe your core affiliation members doesn't have anyone who's that clearly pigeonholed.
yeah. All right, so final thoughts.
Well, as we talked about, Zola and another very good 3-threat model are basically an auto include in Hydra. But I don't know if I would splash him necessarily because if I wanted some of his kit, I feel like there's other places I could get it. Now, granted, there's nowhere I can get both his rerolls at ranged as well as his ailments on
Mhm.
basic builder in the same 3-threat package. So if that's attractive, then I'll probably take him over Star Lord or Hawkeye for splashing or Shuri.
I kind of agree. If you're taking Hydra, he's auto collude. If you're not taking Hydra, if you need a 3-point blaster, find something else.
You
Like
could find
Hawkeye.
a 3-point blast. Yeah, Hawkeye is one of the gold standards, which is weird because we talk about him a lot, but I don't know how much anyone has actually played with him because most of the time, again, 3-threat is so competitive.
I mean, playing Criminal Syndicate.
It is worth noting that there is a lot of tactic cards for Hydra, and so if you're taking Zola, this feels like an auto-include tactic
Yep.
card as well. But that will kind of limit some of your tactic card options. Just be aware, this is not the only potentially very, very good tactic card in Hydra.
Yeah.
It is the cheapest. I'll say that.
Matt, what's your opinion?
I would only take him in Hydra, but I would obviously take him in Hydra, and I don't want to paint that model. It looks awful to paint.
Teal. I mean, I really hope the chess piece is actually like.
The
Okay, one of two
between
things.
between that
Either.
purple teal and painting all of that yellow, and then
Oh God.
highlighting all of that yellow,
Eh,
I do not want to paint this.
Yeah, paint it brown and then highlight it yellow. But if it's okay, so two things. If the
He's
middle
wearing
piece,
orange now.
if the
And
middle piece is actually
and
like
I don't want to paint
indented,
that face.
yeah, if it's indented, that shouldn't be a problem. It's just gonna be a teal with a black wash, and then highlight it with a mystic blue. Or I really hope they do like the hologram like chess piece from the 80s. And they include that.
I mean, I do kind of want to like paint him and model him to look like the brain from Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, Kang.
Krang.
Krang,
Krang,
yes, thank
Krang,
you.
Krang.
I mean, if you want doing an alternate sculpt of Krang from Turtles is not the worst idea anyone could have for this model.
I would probably do that so I don't have to paint all that yellow.
Because then you could just paint him flesh tones for his robot, and you only have to
Yeah.
paint his yellow shorts.
Yeah, and I'm okay with just painting yellow shorts, not yellow metal. Ugh. Because
All
it's
right.
not gold, it's yellow.
I hate you all. Okay, so thanks everyone for watching. Don't
I don't
forget,
believe you.
this Saturday coming up on the 20th, we're doing a 24-hour stream for Extra Life. Please come join us. I will put the link in the description below.
Yes, watch, donate. If you donate enough money and tell us to do something, we just might.
Within
Actually,
the law.
Within reason.
We do actually have a couple of things you could do, like make us reroll, make us do like I think it's like 10 push-ups.
You think my fat ass could do 10 push-ups?
That's the point.
Especially after we start drinking.
That's what we have Rogue Energy for. Also in the description. So,
it's really good.
I mean, I'm sure my look of horror is your idea that that's a physical thing us three idiots can do.
I can do 10 push-ups.
Do you still have the waxing thing on there or no?
No, I don't have that on there.
Oh, thank God.
Yet. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.